Isaiah 31, this particular chapter highlights the consequences of relying on human strength, rather than seeking help from God. In Isaiah 31, the prophet warns the people of Judah against seeking assistance from Egypt and relying on their horses and chariots for protection. He emphasizes that this form of human reliance will ultimately lead to disappointment and failure. Instead, Isaiah urges the people to turn to God for help and to trust in His power and strength. He assures them that God is more than capable of defending and delivering them from their enemies. The prophet emphasizes the importance of repentance, urging the people to return to God and forsake their sinful ways. Isaiah 31 serves as a reminder for believers today that true strength and deliverance can only be found in God. By placing our trust in Him and seeking His guidance, we can find the strength to overcome any challenges or obstacles that come our way. This chapter encourages us to examine our own sources of reliance. Are we placing our trust in our own abilities, wealth, or other people? Or are we truly seeking God and relying on His power and wisdom? Isaiah 31 reminds us that turning to God in times of trouble is the wisest decision we can make. His strength is limitless, and His love for us is unwavering. Let us trust in Him wholeheartedly, knowing that He will always come through for those who seek Him. Isaiah 31 continued strength in God's promises. In Isaiah 31, the prophet reassures the people of Judah that God's faithfulness endures, even in the face of their disobedience. He declares that God will protect Jerusalem and defend His people from their enemies. The prophet emphasizes that God's power is unmatched, and no human strength or alliance can surpass it. He warns the people against turning away from God and seeking help from other nations, as it will only lead to disappointment and destruction. Isaiah reminds us that God's promises are steadfast, and He will never abandon His people. Despite their shortcomings, God remains faithful and merciful. He longs for His people to return to Him and find refuge in His loving embrace. This chapter serves as a reminder that we, too, can find strength and security in God's promises. When we face challenges or uncertainties, instead of relying on our own abilities or seeking help from inadequate sources, we are called to trust in God's unfailing love. As we continue reading Isaiah 31, we will discover the consequences of depending on human strength and the blessings that come from trusting in God alone. The prophet's words prompt us to evaluate where we place our ultimate trust. Let us meditate on the words of Isaiah and be encouraged to seek God above all else.